Yo, what's good? It's your bro Lo, and I'm bringing you guys another saucy hit here. Anyways, um, we had a winning day today. Um, about round $200. You know what I'm saying? $198, 200 if you round it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, And today was a pretty good day, a pretty great day with price action for EU and GU. I did take a GU loss before I did trade EU. I basically count these trades as basically one trade. I took EU and GU. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly what I was thinking, but just for a little bit of analysis, GU had came up, ran out Asia, right, and then we ran up into this order block. So I was thinking around New York session. I was trying to get in around the midnight opening price to expect this daily candle to expand to sell side liquidity. In short, GU did take me out, but we could go ahead and get into that those setups. All right, so basically here's that GU short. I was looking at that buy side being taken out, came up into midnight opening price, thinking that GU was gonna be the one to go lower. Also, it created SMT with EU. If you go look at EU, there was SMT with EU, right? And I saw that there was no wick on this daily candle, so I was thinking that price was gonna start gravitating towards that no daily wick inside of here. GU was the weakest out of EU, so I decided to trade GU at first, right? But you can see that we took out the buy side here using this volume imbalance. It did come up a little too far than what I wanted, what I was expecting GU to do, right? The better sell would have been EU at that moment, like when price was coming up into here, right? It would have been EU, but I saw that kind of late. You know what I'm saying? You can see that price almost hit me out right here. It held 50% of that 15-minute order block, right? As you can see, 15-minute right here. I needed the price to expand through midnight open just so I could be a little confident in the trade going lower. But as you can see, it barely was closing below the order block that was created here. And it also didn't want to close below here. I was looking for price to start closing below lows and shit. But you can see that shit came and hit me out, right? So after I seen that, right, I seen that EU just got here, right, into this hourly FEG. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I probably got hit out of GU early, and GU already went down so much. So since GU already went down so much on that daily time frame, here, let me show you guys. So looking at GU, right? Since GU went down so much, right, from look, we came up into this weekly FEG, and then we had a displacement lower, right, and then we broke market structure here. GU did that, but EU is still up here, right? So I was thinking that maybe GU is gonna be a little stronger or consolidate just to let EU catch up, right? So that was the idea. So I went ahead and shorted EU around midnight open price, right? Got in at an efficient price. We have this fair value gap right here, this bullish fair value gap. I was looking for it to get inverted, right? So we did invert that there. So as soon as we inverted that, I put a sell limit right inside of there, right, and went ahead and took another entry, right? So I scaled in, just looking for price to basically start expanding lower, start getting some speed through this FEG, right? Just waiting for that speed to happen. It was going pretty good. It kept bouncing off of there, so it kind of gave me a little iffy feelings about it, right? So I wanted to see 15-minute candles like continuously close below each other for an expansion. It didn't want to do that. It kept coming up, right? It already gave the change in the state of delivery, so I was just expecting this inversion FEG to hold, right? So this FEG was holding. As you can see, when you go back to this time frame, show you. So since there was a back and forth in here, right? I measured out consequent encroachment of there, and that's what it hit up above. So I put my stops right above there because I don't anticipate price to really get back up above there, especially with my scaling as well, right? So I was only risking $125 here, right? So there we go. It's using it here, right? Used it here, and then we started moving lower away from there. We constantly kept rejecting this area here, all right? So there's that up close candle there, right? I think it pumped up one more time. Yep, ran out one more time right into the volume imbalance, and then that's when price started going lower, and then we created this up close candle. I put OB like a question mark to see if that was gonna be an order block, maybe test back into it, but not now, right? So I just put this FEG should stay open. This should be a breakaway gap, right? So need displacement through. Finally got that displacement through, and you know it finally felt like this was gonna finally be a winner. You know what I'm saying? Around this time, like it felt high probable to get down into here at least, right? And so that way I could clean up some losses that I took basically on the losing streak, because that shit was goddamn. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fucking me up, bro. That losing streak. But hey, man, it's always process over profits, right? Process over profits. No matter how many L's I take, I'm going to be able to, if I'm a consistent trader, I'll be able to crawl out a drawdown. So we basically closed below that low right there and got some speed right through it, right? So I was expecting this FEG to hold, right? And then we finally got to that low. So I went ahead and took a partial just that way I could pay myself. You know, I did kind of hold back on my profits a little bit on how much I could have made today. It could have been $500 today, but just from me parceling out and just to clean up some of the losses that I've taken for the past since last week and this week, right? Just to clean that up, you know, pay myself a bit, and especially clean up that last GU, that small loss I took on GU, right? So basically I entered this trade on the 300k account. So I made $1,000 on the 600k, basically the 300k accounts. So we're basically at break even now on the 300k accounts, and all we need is basically one more trade, one more winner to be back where I was at around break even. You know what I'm saying? Even though I took so many fucking losses, you know what I'm saying? Which I could have minimized a little bit more, and this could have been a way bigger. You know what I'm saying? I could have been up a lot more if I would have minimized my losses from. But you know, shit happens, man. You know what I'm saying? So previous daily low is right below here. Here's that FEG here. I'm looking for that. We started getting expansion. I was up around $900. I was trying to see how far this daily candle could go, especially with the current tariffs and everything going on. People money is being put into more into dollar than what I was thinking, that dollar was gonna be the one going higher, and then they were gonna put sell EU. You know what I mean? Fundamentally, I was expecting EU and GU to go lower, right? Especially since dollar is a safe haven currency. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put their money into dollar. Big investors gonna put their money into dollar, and you know what I'm saying? And EU, GU is gonna sell, and risk assets like NASDAQ is gonna go lower, especially until basically we get like some type of Fed interest rate monetary policy news or some shit. You know what I mean? That to where like they have to like help the stock market and shit, and that's when dollar is possibly gonna go lower, and then GU and EU maybe go higher and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I kind of had a bearish bias on GU and EU today, just from a bit of fundamentals, and then you know the price action. I was just trying to get in at a good price. But yeah, price came and hit me out around here, which put me at $200. I think it accidentally with my trade copier, it accidentally put another sell limit, so I had to exit out of that one and put it at like $198 when I was up 200. But that's okay. But man, all we need is one more win, and I'm basically back almost close to break even of where I started after my payout. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the saying is, it's process over profits. You know what I'm saying? Just all I gotta do is just be disciplined, and when my trading, you know, once I take my L's, you know, call it a day, whatever. You know what I mean? 1 to 2 trades a day. If I take my L's, I just need to call it a day, not get too amped up. You know what I'm saying, over some losses. You know what I'm saying? You like I said, man, I had some self-doubt, you know what I'm saying, from the past weekend. Not this week. I had no self-doubt this week. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to like kind of basically fight with that over the weekend. You know what I mean? And with that self-doubt, it's just like, bro, why am I even doubting myself when my plan, you know what I'm saying, I got a payout from being disciplined with my plan. I didn't tilt, you know what I'm saying, I didn't overtrade besides the last week. Kind of overtraded a bit, but I'm saying, like, throughout that whole process of me getting the funded account to me getting a payout, it was all discipline, you know what I'm saying, and me following my plan to the T, you know what I'm saying. And I took 3 losses in a row on certain days, you know what I'm saying, certain weeks, you know what I mean. I took 3 losses in a row, but then, you know, I got a good consistent amount of wins to where, like, the P&L curve was just going up. So that's what I'm saying, it's process over profits. You know what I'm saying? A loss is just a loss. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just a loss. You know what I'm saying? Now, how I take that loss is all on me. Am I following my plan, my process to the T, or am I just entering off of bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Which I don't even have a plan with. You know, I take a L and then I enter on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This week, no, I didn't feel like I did that this week. You know what I'm saying? It's just last week, yeah, I felt like I kind of did. You know what I mean? Try to fight back and shit. You know what I'm saying? But and not really think about what I'm trading after I take my first loss. And even the trades that I took, they weren't that high probable. You know what I mean? They weren't really that high probable. I wasn't getting in at an efficient price. You know what I'm saying? Even with that Nasdaq trade yesterday, I didn't get in at an efficient price besides the second trade, which kind of chopped me up, and then, you know, took a break even. Okay, boom. We come back and we look at that and we're like, okay, we could do better. All right. But yeah, man, it's just like, I just need to be able to stay, you know what I mean, with me taking L's, or me you know what I'm saying, me after I get a withdrawal, I just need to come back to, you know what I'm saying, I kind of got a little overconfident, and, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to try to make back what I lost last during that. I mean, basically after the payout, wanted to try to make that shit back, and from taking the 500 out at 2100, want to try to make that back, thinking about profits too much, you know what I'm saying, instead of the process, you know what I'm saying. So I took more L's and lost a lot more than I should have out of that day, you know what I'm saying. So hopefully, man, you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go on and smash that like button. If you're new to the motherfucking channel, subscribe to the motherfucking channel. And yeah, man, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm out.